So welcome everyone. So great to see you all here this morning. I see some familiar faces. My name is Eliza Berg. I am the lead for the learning community here at MIT Solve, as well as our program called Solve Ed. So I'd love to chat more about that when I see all of you today. So I'm so excited to have you here. We have our amazing 8 Reengaging Learners teams here that you're going to hear from in just a moment. And to give you a bit of background on this session, we launched this challenge this year to focus on this question: how can we bridge learning gaps for the most underserved children and youth between the ages of 5 and 18 so that they can thrive and succeed? Easy thing to do, right? So I am so excited to, during this session, introduce you to the 8 teams and their work and what they really need to bring their impact to the next level. And then we're going to have some networking time at the end of the session to be able to do that, ask them questions, share more about your work and interests, and hopefully build some connections from there. So before we meet the teams, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how we got here. So for this challenge, we received 462 submitted solutions from 80 different countries. So the fact that we have these, we had 15 finalists and then these 8 teams here is really incredible. There's some stats here about their work, but really I don't want to spend too much time talking about that because I want you to get to know them. I want to thank our incredible challenge leaders. So this is the panel of expert judges that helped us to select these teams. Some of them are here today. If you want to give a little wave in the audience, yay! Round of applause for them. So thank you so much. They volunteered their time to help this cohort, and hopefully we'll be staying connected with them moving forward. All right, so in a little bit, we're going to meet these teams. We're going to go one by one through the 8 of them. I wanted to tell you that they're working in 15 different countries around the world, and they're a combination of for-profit and nonprofit teams, earlier stage and later stage. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our first team, which is Annie. So please welcome Gori to the stage. Welcome, Gori.
Hi, I'm Gauri, lead partnerships, Thinkerbell Labs. We live in a world where Braille literacy is less than 10%. What is the reason behind this? The extreme shortage of Braille proficient teachers, the lack of resources, and the requirement for extensive hand-holding. During the pandemic, when the sighted children had all the resources to study from home, the visually impaired were left behind academically due to lack of self-learning digital content. Based on WHO's data, 1 out of 1,000 children needs what we make. Annie, the world's first remote-enabled Braille literacy device, helps a child to learn how to read, write, and type in Braille. Annie not only has lessons, but also stories, poems, and games, and uses positive reinforcement as the method of teaching, which enriches the overall experience. Annie comes with a companion app named Helios, which helps track the progress of students as well as download content over the air. Annie is standardizing an unorganized, human-intensive sector with the help of AI. We were one of the most popular episodes and top valued deals in Shark Tank India 2022. We are one of the top 75 innovative startups of India. We've been fortunate to be part of World Economic Forum Davos and international conferences like Viva Tech Paris, Kigali Dialogue Rwanda, and AER St. Louis. During Digital India Week 2022, Annie's student, Prathamesh Sinha, got an opportunity to talk to the Prime Minister of India, which was later mentioned in his speech as an example of the impact that India wants to make through technology. The problem always existed, but now people around the world know that a solution also exists. We are very happy to share that we've signed a contract worth $1.6 million with the American Printing House for the Blind, one of the largest federal distributors in the United States. Annie will be distributed across 50 states of US under the brand name Polly. And we are 100% sure that a launch with the APH will motivate other countries to come forward and embrace Annie. We are fortunate to be backed by investors like Anand Mahindra and sharks like Namita Thapar. Based on WHO's data, 19 million children need what we make. We are looking forward to raise around $1 million to strengthen our supply chain for market expansion and penetration over the next 6 months. And we're looking to connect with distributors, large-scale manufacturers, and component providers across the globe. Please invest in the future of inclusive education. Thank you.
Next up, we have Navya from Colibri. Welcome, Navya.
Hello, everyone. My name is Navya, and at Learning Equality, we build open, equitable solutions for learners and educators without access to the internet. This is Janet, a 12-year-old in northern Uganda with great potential and big dreams of becoming an engineer to help her community. Imagine if Janet's classroom was rich with resources, where learners are collaborating on solving real-world problems, achieving at or above their grade level, and enjoying every minute of learning. As a former educator in India, I know that this dream has to become a reality for all learners. Our solution enables this by focusing on the dual meaning of offline, tech-enabled but without the internet, and also hands-on activities. We are taking a new approach to the tried and tested functionalities of Colibri, our hardware-agnostic ecosystem of open products and tools designed for student-centered learning. In this new model, Janet's teacher prepares for class by reviewing Colibri's project-based learning facilitation guides. Class begins with a discussion of transportation challenges faced in Janet's community. Using Colibri, Janet is instructed to watch a short video on triangles and complete a related exercise. Meanwhile, her teacher views Janet's progress in real time on Colibri to inform future personalized instruction. Janet then uses wooden sticks to build a prototype of a solution with her peers and apply her new knowledge of triangles. The session concludes with an interactive reflection circle that builds empathy. Later, Janet can use Colibri on her own to explore supplemental materials in a self-paced manner and track her own progress and growth. What results is a skills-building approach to foundational learning that is collaborative, playful, and project-based. In summary, this technology exposes varied approaches and diverse resources that otherwise wouldn't be possible. We're currently piloting and iterating on the solution with out-of-school refugee learners with partners in Uganda. To scale the solution, these adaptable curriculum materials will be made available in a variety of languages with an open license and resources to support do-it-yourself adoption for all learners like Janet that have accessed Colibri till date. For 9 years, our team has been laser-focused on equity and student-centered learning while collaborating with communities across the education sector. But to inform Colibri's use in project-based learning and to enable scale, we're seeking support from Solve's community of educators, content creators, researchers, and philanthropists. Join us so that all learners like Janet can flourish and realize their dreams and transform their community. Thank you.
Thank you, Navya. All right. Next up, we have Suzanne from La Cuqueju's Exploratorium. Welcome, Suzanne.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Suzanne, and I'm delighted to be with you this morning to introduce you to our solution called Exploratorium, which is bringing high-quality science education to children in Haiti. To start, I'd like to introduce you to a little boy named Mitchell. He's 9 years old, and he's entering the 5th grade this year in Haiti. He and his classmates have never had a year of school without significant disruptions. Even this year, the academic year 2022-23, has already been delayed by a month due to fuel shortages and civil unrest in the country. Our solution is bringing education to children like Mitchell using a technology that's available to families in our target communities, a simple cell phone. Families call into a central line, and children can hear science lessons on the phone and then respond to questions using the phone's keypad. Technology is just the delivery mechanism, though. What really matters is the content. Exploratorium works because children really love the lessons. They hear stories and songs in their home language that have been developed by them in Haiti by Haitians. We've been conducting a small pilot in our target community. We have just over 10,000 users. And at this point, we only have a small amount of content on the platform, but we're already seeing really encouraging results. Children are learning, and they're asking for more content. And they're the parents are telling us how much their children enjoy the program. We have big plans to build out more content and expand our user base. But we know that we can't reach our goals alone, and that's why we're so happy and honored to be part of the MIT Solve program. We're looking for assistance on finding new ways to build our user base and within the existing communities that we work in, and expand and replicate in new communities. We also know that the technology that we're currently working on is just one way to reach families, and that there might be other technologies we can use that we can place our content on to reach families in different circumstances. Our cross-functional team of international media experts and Haitian educators work together to bring fun, enriching educational experiences to children in Haiti. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Suzanne. All right, next up we have Rama from I Read Arabic.
What did I put? This one? Okay. This one? Sorry about that. Okay. This is Amira. Amira is 12 years old. She moved from Syria to Jordan when she was 8. Her sister Saja was married off at 14, had a baby at 15, and was divorced at 16. She cannot read or write and is trying to go back to school to secure a better life for herself and her daughter. Amira is not alone. In fact, 70% of children in the Middle East and North Africa experience learning poverty, meaning they cannot read or write an age-appropriate text by the time they are 10 years old. Not only that, but an Arab child reads 6 minutes a year of non-textbook material, compared to 18,000 minutes by the Western counterparts. Reasons vary. There are millions of displaced children due to regional conflicts. Public schools are overcrowded and underfunded. There's only 60% overlap between spoken Arabic and written Arabic, and of course, COVID. But the result is the same: a nation with a huge learning loss that has global and regional socioeconomic and political implications. Hi, my name is Rama Kayali, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Little Thinking Minds. We are an edtech company based in Jordan that creates online Arabic literacy platforms to improve learning outcomes. I'm here to discuss our solution, I Read Arabic. I Read Arabic is a leveled literacy application, which is app and web-based, that is adaptive and gamified, curriculum aligned, with thousands of content from videos and books, articles and games, interactive worksheets, all geared towards improving literacy outcomes. Our platforms are evidence-based by external evaluators. 2 impact evaluation studies showed 25% improvement in literacy after using our platform for 9 months, and 4% improvement in social emotional learning after using our platform for 4 months. Currently, we have 400,000 students registered on our platform, coming from private, public, and refugee-based schools in 10 Middle Eastern countries. We are super excited to be part of the Solve community and super honored, and are wanting to tap into the varied expertise of the community members. So what's next? We want our platforms to become more effective, and we want to develop a personalized adaptive learning tool built on machine learning to improve outcomes even further. And we're looking for expertise in that space. We also want to have a better customer journey experience for the students. At the moment, students log in once a week and stay 10 minutes at a time, and we want them to spend more time immersed in the language to improve their outcomes. And we're looking for impact investors and partners to help us scale our solutions regionally and globally. We are a team of 50 based in 4 countries in the Middle East. We are 60% women and 100% mission-driven to help millions of children like Amira and Saja secure a better future for themselves and their families. Thank you.
Thank you, Rama. Okay, next up we have Lucy from Ava.
Hey everybody, I'm Lucy and I'm the creative director and co-founder of Social Cipher. But before I talk about Social Cipher, I'd like you to meet Ava. She's autistic, and growing up she's told that her behavior is abnormal and unwanted. This leads her to be 5 times more likely to face loneliness and isolation, and 10 times more likely to die by suicide compared to neurotypical peers. So Ava works with a counselor for social emotional support. However, current tools are out of touch, patronizing, and frankly, they're unengaging. There is a huge gap in support for these counselors' most vulnerable clients, and Social Cipher is fixing it. At Social Cipher, we build social-emotional learning games for neurodivergent youth and the professionals that work with them. In other words, we build space pirate video games to better help youth understand themselves and those around them, and tools for professionals to better understand their students' social-emotional well-being. So our product has 3 components: our game series, our companion application, and our social-emotional curriculum. So first, our episodic game series, Ava, follows the adventures of an autistic star mapper. Core social-emotional competencies are woven into our dialogue system, which allows players to practice these skills in a safe space. And we make observing and facilitating gameplay easy with our browser-based companion application, which allows professionals to remotely track and stream their players' gameplay. So for professionals, it's this easy-to-use tool to help their players practice these skills, but to players, it's just a fun game they would actually pick up on their free time. So currently, we are selling to schools and therapy centers, charging for an annual subscription of our product. And we're already developing this growing Ava community. In pilots with 16 schools and therapy centers, 94% of facilitators said that using Ava in their classroom and therapy sessions enhanced the quality of those sessions, and 100% of players wanted to keep playing Ava. Currently, we're in a little over 100 schools and centers internationally. We also have a rockstar team of experts in neurodiversity, gaming, and edtech, and I am so proud to say that our team is actually 50% neurodivergent, including my co-founder and CEO, Vanessa, who's autistic and has ADHD herself. So right now, we're looking for organizations in the neurodiversity space to partner with to better grow and foster our brand awareness, or schools or school districts who are looking to supercharge their SEL programs. So overall, I believe in a future in which we can revolutionize social emotional learning for all, and Social Cipher is going to be a part of that reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. All right, next up we have Maghrib, presented by Tahereh. Welcome.
سلام به همگی. خیلی خوشحالم که امروز اینجام. Did you understand what I just said? Probably not, unless you speak Farsi. Now imagine if I had my entire pitch in Farsi. How would you feel? Lost? Confused? Well, that's actually what millions of children experience every single day. Second language learners, children with migratory background, children in autism spectrum, language disorders, and many more. These group of children are at risk of obtaining poor educational foundation and lagging behind their peers, and this can have a lasting impact throughout their entire life. With over 20 years of expertise in early childhood development, we succeeded to remove language barrier in early math education. We replaced all verbal instruction with visual materials to create an entirely visual learning program. This means that it can be used by all children, including the typically unserved group of population. We repeatedly tested Magritte on different countries and on different group of children, and results were impressive. Not only that their math performance significantly improved, but they gained back their lost confidence, and they were more involved and engaged in the learning process. Magritte is inclusive and it's independent of any languages, and this makes it easily scalable. We started in 2021. We implemented Magritte in all public schools in Luxembourg. After that, we had a successful pilot in Portugal, and we are now reaching over 20,000 children in Portugal. In next step, we are using and leveraging our existing partners to serve US communities. Our team is made up of specialists in early childhood development, tech, startup, and scaling. And we need helping with funding and business models to expand for the US market. Together, we can help all children, providing them with equal opportunity to learn and living their dreams. Thank you.
All right. Next up, and this is our next to final last pitch, we have Akshita from Kibo.
Hi everyone, it's so nice to see you all today. I'm Akshita, co-founder of Trestle Labs, and I would like to introduce you to Dipali, who was doing extremely well till her 9th grade, but one day lost her eyesight. She had to spend 2 years trying to learn Braille before she could clear her 10th grade exam. And that was not all. Her life again took a turn when she started her higher education, got printed books from her college, and had to wait for 4 to 6 weeks to get one 300-page book audio recorded. How will the scenario change when she starts working, when she can no longer expect documents to come to her in Braille or audio? Did you know a child goes blind every 2 minutes? And 6.7 million visually impaired students in the age group 5 to 18 years struggle just like Dipali. And that's why we have developed Kibo, which is an end-to-end solution to listen, translate, digitize, or audiotize any kind of printed, handwritten, and digital content across 60 global languages. Our patent-pending technology stack comprises of 3 products across lifestyle, learning, and earning. Kibo mobile application for on-the-go audio-based access to content. Kibo Access device, which is a talking table lamp for printed hard copy documents. And Kibo Desk for images and scanned image-based PDFs. Now you might think Google Docs and Google Translate could also do it. Here's a test PDF. While Google Translate gives no output for scanned documents, Google Docs retains them as images. Kibo makes them completely accessible. Our competitive advantage is spread across the support for 60 global languages, support for handwriting, which is testified by visually impaired professors who are now using Kibo to assess the handwritten answer sheets of their students independently, support for audiotization, so you can type, scan, and upload and convert any document to MP3, so Dipali no longer has to wait for 30 days. It takes less than 30 minutes. support for translation across 100+ languages, so language is no longer a barrier, and all this seamless experience across mobile and web. And these are some of our users, and they all love us. Launched in July 2019, we are now empowering 65,000 visually impaired individuals across 22 countries, and the numbers are growing as we talk today. Our revenues come 75% from B2B and 25% from B2C through one-time payments and subscriptions. We are a team of intrinsically motivated tech entrepreneurs, passionate to drive impact in people's lives with a strong advisory support across technology, business, and impact. Through the MIT Solve community, we are seeking $200,000 to empower 50,000 lives and mentorship support across team, marketing, and sales. And we are also looking for partnerships in the government and philanthropic organizations. Over this journey, we have been supported by various organizations, but the best was when our user Dipali, she called to say how she cleared her second-year BA exam thanks to the content made accessible on Kibo. And that's the impact we strive for, especially because it was a heartening moment, because that's exactly when most of the visually impaired students, and especially visually impaired girl students, drop out of education. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akshita. All right, I'm going to welcome to the stage our final pitch in the cohort. Please welcome Wentz from Batonga's Podcast for Equality.
Hi everyone, I'm Wentz, in charge of Men and Boys engagement at Batonga Foundation. I'm pitching an idea on the use of the podcast for equality in rural area in Benin, in West Africa. Batonga is equipping the girls and the young women on the skills and knowledge they need to be really the agent of change in their community, but also in their own lives. Currently, Batonga is operating in 53 villages with an impact about 6,000 adolescent girls and young women in rural area in Benin. What does this solution aim to do? We would like, by this position, to build upon our hugely successful radio programs, because when the pandemic came, our club session could not convene as usual, and we initiated these radio programs to keep informed our participants over the clubs, led by the local mentors who broadcast public service announcements, and as impact, about 1 million households were reached under these radio programs. To let you understand more what that means in our context in Benin, our total population of the country of Benin is about 12 million people. For this solution, the adolescent girls and young women will take the control. They will be trained by their mentors, but also by the teams to use tools, digital tools, but also other digital content in which her priorities, her dreams, but also her ideas will be shared within the communities in the Benin, in West Africa, but also in the world. Why is Batonga Foundation is best place to do this? Batonga Foundation is an African-funded, but also African-led organization with more than 15 years of implementation of this activity within these communities in Benin. As you can see on this screen, these are the kind of village where we are operating in Benin. And what we need to increase impact from you experts, we need strategic advice and also coaching from you. We also need technology to fund this technology, to learn from you, and also to have innovation. And finally, we need the ability to stream podcasts online for right across Africa, but also around the world. Thank you so much for supporting this kind of population who usually are left behind in rural area in Benin. Merci beaucoup.
All right, can we have another round of applause for our team? Oh my goodness. Such incredible work. Well, before I release you all to meet these teams and talk with them, hopefully you have questions and ideas and want to get to know them, I have one more exciting announcement. So some of you may know that every year we do a community award for our finalists. So we invite members of the general public to essentially vote for their favorite solutions that have been submitted across the global challenges on our open innovation platform. And the finalists who receive the most votes are awarded the Solve Community Award and $2,000. So kind of building towards some of that funding already. So this year we received 14,000 votes total, which was incredible. And I'm really excited to share that the Reengaging Learners team that's receiving the Community Award is Kibo. So congratulations, Kibo. All right. So, yeah, so I don't have a medal or anything. What an amazing group again, and I don't want to keep you all from networking, so I'm just going to share that essentially the teams will have a high top table. They'll be at a table each, so I really encourage you to just go around, introduce yourself, get to know them a little bit better, and if you don't get a chance to chat with them during this session, please use the Brella app that we're using for the event to connect with them later. And of course, you can always come to a member of Solve staff. We can help get you connected if you don't get to meet them. So I'm going to send you, I believe, right out these doors here to the high top tables. And then actually the next session after this is a coffee break. So you can kind of just continue to mill about out there. But please do head over to networking. Thank you, everyone.